Something else that we're hearing a lot about is the decision by the New York Times to change this headline that it put on top of its paper after the president spoke yesterday in this show at the 10 o'clock Eastern Time hour. He delivered a speech from the White House. There's the headline that was originally posted. Trump urges unity versus racism. Some might have right away been surprised to even see the New York Times give him that much credit. But then the actual criticisms came in from even some 2020 Democratic presidential candidates and beyond, some buyers of the papers that I'm not going to buy this anymore. I'm canceling my subscription because they did not believe that those words characterized the president's speech. They believed it should say this. This is what the New York Times changed it to: assailing hate but not guns.
Absolutely. Well, what happened is that this original headline told the truth, which the president gave an excellent speech denouncing racism, which the left has said over and over: please denounce white supremacy, please denounce racism. The New York Times, for once, gave him credit for that. And unfortunately, that headline T-boned into the media's lie, and the left's lie, that Trump is basically an irredeemable racist. And guess what? The lie won. And the left basically has been pushing this notion nonstop that Trump is a racist, he's a divider, he's not a unifier. And that headline did not support that narrative. And unfortunately, the narrative won. And the New York Times are supposed to be this objective news organization, totally buckled under to left-wing political pressure. I
mean, Kirsten Gillibrand says that's not what happened. Lives literally depend on you doing better, New York Times. Please do, wrote Senator Cory Booker. I mean, the list goes on of those that spoke out and said that cannot possibly be the case, although factually the president did call for unity and he did condemn racism in that speech. This
always happens. The left says, you know, unify the country. He tries to unify the country, or he does so, and they reject it. This headline suggested accurately they tried to unify the country. They said take down the headline. He's going down to El Paso to try to unify the country, and people saying you're not welcome here. So the same people who scream for him to unify the country, when he does unify the country, scream and try to either avoid giving him credit for that, or in fact cover it up and make sure nobody here's that that's happening.
So the New York Times did owe up to it that they did indeed change the headline. They didn't say it was a direct response to the criticism that they received, but the website headline of the president's speech that day was also this: Trump condemns bigotry but doesn't call for major new gun laws. Fascinating to see how that can all happen.
Yeah, there's nothing that President Trump can do to make these people happy. Even when he does what they say, they still scream and yell at him and try to avoid or paper over the fact that he's done exactly what it is they demanded.
All right, Jerome Murdoch, always good to talk to you.
Thank you.
Come back soon. All right, Rick.